Attention, Mountaineer family. The commencement ceremony is about to begin. At this time, please locate the nearest emergency exit. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and electronic devices and turn your attention to the outstanding students who are the focus of this day. This is their moment to shine, so please give them and their many accomplishments your full attention. Now, let's get ready to welcome our graduates.
Good afternoon. Today, we honor West Virginia University's 2017 May graduates, 147 years after Marmaduke H. Dent became the university's first graduate and alumnus. Please welcome West Virginia University College of Creative Arts candidates for graduation. Very well. And now please welcome members of the Platform Party, Dr. James Miltenberger, today's commencement speaker and professor of music, Associate Dean John Hendricks, honorary degree recipient Bill Withers, Grand Marshal Chad Proudfoot carrying the university mace, and Dr. E. Gordon Gee, president of West Virginia University. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Jenna Weaver.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets had glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the fair and the home of the brave.
Now, if you will, please remain standing for the singing of the Alma Mater.
Alma, our alma mater, the home of mountaineers, sing we of thy honor, everlasting through thy years. Alma, our alma mater, we pledge in song to you. Hail, all hail our alma mater, West Virginia, you.
You may be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Hendricks, and I'm the Associate Dean here at the College of Creative Arts. President Gee, members of the Platform Party, my faculty and staff colleagues, parents, family members, and staff colleague and guests of the graduates, I welcome you to this afternoon's ceremony and thank you for attending. And most importantly, to the graduating class from the College of Creative Arts, the class of 2017, I welcome you and congratulate you on reaching this important and very exciting milestone. Our Dean, Dr. Paul Kreider, also extends his congratulations to you today. Dean Kreider is not able to attend today's ceremony because his daughter is graduating herself this weekend from college in New Jersey. While he truly regrets missing this special occasion, we do understand how important it is for him to be there, and we extend our congratulations to him, his daughter Jenna, and the entire Kreider family for the celebratory weekend. Graduates, you have spent years working hard toward this special moment. Whether you are earning a degree in art and design, music, theater, dance, or multidisciplinary studies, I know you feel a sense of pride and relief now that this day has finally arrived. You have spent countless hours in the classroom, studio, practice room, rehearsal room, performance and exhibition spaces, the library, and various labs preparing for this moment. You have studied, rehearsed, exhibited, performed, constructed, and student taught over your years here with us. Many of you have had the opportunity to study abroad or participate in an artistic activity on the local, regional, national, and some even the international level. You have made many, many friends, sharing both the good and the more difficult times. Your various art-related activities have expanded the way you perceive yourself and your craft, allowing you to further mature both as an artist and as a human being. But now, all that hard work is now behind you, because today you are graduating with the degree you've worked hard to achieve. Whether it be a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree, Today you conclude one very important chapter and begin creating opportunities and experiences for the next chapter of your life. So let me ask you, what does the future hold for you? For some of you, you may have a job or a professional opportunity already lined up, or you've been accepted to an internship or maybe even graduate school. For others, you may have some possible leads, but nothing definite yet. And for others, you may now have just really to start to think about what you may be doing over the next several months and years. But regardless of your status, I hope you will hold firm to the ideas and principles that you have developed during your time here. Our faculty and staff have worked hard to provide you with the best artistic and educational opportunities possible, and I truly hope you've enjoyed these experiences. As a two-time graduate myself of this college, I know full well the value of the education you have received. Throughout the past decades, the validity of the arts in society has often been questioned, and we see this happening again today with various budget discussions on the local, state, and federal levels. Of course, we all know the crucial part that the arts play in our society. Because of this fact, I encourage each of you to be an arts advocate, to advocate and be prepared to stand up and make your voice heard. It is obvious for those who question the validity of the arts that they do not understand what we do and the benefits the arts bring to society. Therefore, we must take the time, and often a lot of patience, to educate these people and make them learn and understand how the quality of our schools, our colleges, our universities, and even society in general is enriched by the arts. Being an advocate also means looking at ways to give back to your communities, your places of worship, various arts organizations, or even your alma mater, whether it be through the giving of your own artistic talents, volunteering your service, attending artistic events, or even providing financial support. Shortly, each one of you will walk across the stage and be recognized for your academic achievement. As a soon-to-be alumnus of this college in West Virginia University, I want you to know that you will always have a place to call home. The college truly values its students, its faculty, its staff, and its alumni. We want and need you to remember us. Return to us and tell us your story. Remember to be engaged with us. As cliche as it seems, we are a family, and we are here to help you and support you, whether you are a current student or an alumnus. While your training and education at WVU has further developed your skills as an artist, musician, actor, dancer, designer, historian, composer, teacher, administrator, and/or technician, your training and education, more importantly, has prepared you to face the world by incorporating many useful and important life skills. It is our desire for you to use all these skills to be successful and happy, no matter what path you may choose. It is our hope that you will reflect on your times here at WVU and the College of Creative Arts with fond memories, and always remember that we care for you and that we all wish nothing but the very, very best for the class of 2017. Again, welcome, congratulations, and thank you.
At this time, we recognize the outstanding graduates from the College of Creative Arts. These students were selected not only for their academic achievements, but also for their success and creative endeavors in their respective fields of study. From these four outstanding individuals, the college selects one as the 2017 Outstanding Graduate for the College of Creative Arts. First, from the college's Multidisciplinary Studies degree program, we would like to recognize Anna Catherine Bean and ask her to join us on stage. Anna Kate Bean graduates magna cum laude with a degree in multidisciplinary studies with minors in music performance, music industry, and entrepreneurial studies. Anna Kate grew up in Morgantown, where she began playing viola in 3rd grade and played in the orchestra program from elementary through high school. She began singing publicly in middle school and got her first regular paid gig singing big band era standards at a retirement home. Anna Kate and her sister Shannon now play club shows with their duo Whiskey Victor. Anna Kate hopes to continue her performance career and also work in other facets of the music industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Anna Catherine Bean for being the 2017 Outstanding Graduate from the college's Multidisciplinary Studies program. From the School of Theater and Dance, we would like to recognize Byron Morris Utley and ask him to join us on stage. Byron Utley will graduate with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Theater Design and Technology. He's been studying to be a technical director, and while fulfilling that goal, he has served as TD on 3 main stage productions, The Arabian Nights, The Trojan Women, and most recently, The Pirates of Penzance. He has volunteered on a national level at the United States Institute for Theater Technology's annual conference, where he and a team submitted a project that was displayed on the expo floor. He also volunteered at the state level at the West Virginia State Thespian Festival, hosted by WVU. After graduation, Byron is returning to the Tony Award-winning Utah Shakespeare Festival as a carpenter and associate technical director. After this season, he plans to pursue opportunities in commercial and corporate theater. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate Byron for being the 2017 Outstanding Graduate from Theater and Dance. Congratulations. From the School of Music, we would like to recognize Ashley Driscoll and ask her to join us on stage. Ashley Driscoll is a music education and cello performance major. Ashley has performed as a guest for President Gee and in ensembles including WVU Theater Productions, Chamber Winds, and the Symphony Orchestra, where she has played as assistant principal cello. Currently, she serves as the president of the Symphony Orchestra Student Cabinet. She's also a student ambassador for the College of Creative Arts and a music theory tutor. She attends WVU as a Promise and Presidential Scholar. Maintaining a private studio outside of Morgantown, Ashley teaches weekly lessons in violin and cello to students aged 7 through adult. In addition, Ashley's the founder and director of Allegro Strings Summer Orchestra, a camp funded by the Clarksburg Harrison Cultural Foundation in 2015 and 2016. She's student taught in the Wheeling, West Virginia String Program and hopes to pursue a Master of Performance study here at WVU with Dr. Aaron Ellis in the fall of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate Ashley Driscoll, our 2017 Outstanding Graduate from the School of Music. From the School of Art and Design, we would like to recognize Rebecca Graham and ask her to join us on stage. Rebecca Graham began school at West Virginia University in the fall of 2013. She immediately chose to emphasize in sculpture after experiencing her first intro to sculpture class in her second year, and later selected a minor in art history. Since starting school, Rebecca has been the recipient of the Promise Scholarship, Presidential Scholarship, 4-time recipient of the School of Art and Design Scholarship, member of the President's List and Dean's List, and received awards in the Juried Student Exhibition for the School of Art and Design Directors Award 2015 and Juror's Choice Award 2016. She's exhibited work in Beckley, West Virginia, Morgantown, West Virginia, Denver, Colorado, and Florence, Italy, where she spent a semester abroad during her 3rd year. Rebecca has held internships with Museum Outdoor Arts in Denver, Colorado, and with WVU Arts and Entertainment. Outside of the studio, Rebecca has spent time volunteering for the National Park Service, practicing Taekwondo, and playing chaser and seeker for WVU's Quidditch team. After graduation, Rebecca will spend the summer as a sculpture instructor at a visual and performing arts camp for teenagers, and then plans to pursue a career in sculpture for the film industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate Rebecca, the 2017 Outstanding Graduate from the School of Art and Design. It is also my pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the Outstanding College Graduate Award goes to Rebecca Graham. Again, please congratulate her.
Congratulations to the four of you. Honors well deserved. There are many individuals who have played important roles in the lives of each of our graduates. Through teaching and mentoring, our faculty have inspired you to succeed and reach your goals. This time, I'd like to recognize the College of Creative Arts faculty. Faculty, if you're seated on stage or even in the audience, I'd like for you to stand and let us show you our appreciation, our faculty. This time, I would like to recognize 4 individual faculty members who were recognized this year for their outstanding contributions and were selected for these honors by the administration and their peers. I would like to ask them to please stand if they are here as I call their names, and I ask you to please to hold your applause until all 4 have been recognized. The Outstanding Teacher Award from the School of Theater and Dance, Professor Lee Blair. The Internationalizing the College from the School of Art and Design, Professor Shoji Satake. Teaching with Technology from the School of Theater and Dance, Professor Stephen Neuenschwander. And the Award for Excellence in Research and Creativity from the School of Art and Design, Professor Amy Schissel. Would you please congratulate these individuals? It is my pleasure also to recognize some of the guests we have here on the platform party with us. You will meet several of the others later on, but some of the others that are here seated with us. We have David Freisen, Vice President for the West Virginia University Division of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. We have Lena Maynor, Clinical Associate Professor in the School of Pharmacy and also Chair of the WVU Faculty Senate. We have Michael Shaw, Senior Director of Development at the West Virginia University Foundation. We have Diane Lewis, who is Secretary of the West Virginia Board of Governors. I ask for them to stand and welcome them as well. It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Travis Steinling from the School of Music, who will introduce our candidate for the honorary degree. Dr. Steinling.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. These words, penned by today's honorary doctorate recipient, Bill Withers, could stand as an unofficial motto of the work we do here in the WVU College of Creative Arts. As you've developed your respective crafts, staged productions, recitals, and shows, and navigated the sometimes overwhelming emotional challenges that arise from a life of creativity and curiosity, you've leaned on your classmates and your professors as you've tried to carry on in your own work. And you've also provided that same support for the people in your creative community, cultivating a spirit of compassion that pervades so much of our collective work here in the college. Compassion, humility, empathy, gentleness. These are the very human characteristics that pervade the songs of Bill Withers. From Grandma's Hands, written about his West Virginia grandmother, to I Wish You Well, Withers' music calls for us to be quiet and contemplative in a world filled with noise and easy diversion. A native West Virginian, Mr. Withers was one of the most successful soul musicians of the 1970s and early 1980s, but much to the chagrin of his fans, he left the music industry in the mid-1980s, refusing to participate in an industry that was overly focused on youth, that deployed sometimes questionable business practices, and that restricted the ways that artists of color were represented. Refusing to undermine his own integrity, he chose humanity over profit. At the age of 33, Withers began writing songs about his experiences and trying to develop a career as a recording artist. While working his day job as a bathroom installer on Boeing 707s at Lockheed Aircraft, he wrote most of the songs on his first album, Just As I Am, and he learned how to assemble a band of studio musicians by studying the credits on the backs of album jackets and by joining the local musicians union. His 1971 debut album, produced by soul legend Booker T. Jones of Booker T. and the MGs fame, broke into the top 40 of the Billboard album charts and generated 2 singles, Ain't No Sunshine and Grandma's Hands, both of which reached the top 50 of the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart, and that began a decade of success and critical acclaim. Moreover, his has served as a rich pool of inspiration for successful contemporary musicians such as John Legend, The Roots, Kanye West, and Maroon 5, each of whom has either sampled or covered his music. Unlike many musicians of his generation whose short-lived careers led to a life of obscurity after the spotlights dimmed, Withers has enjoyed continued critical success as reissue projects and tribute concerts have brought his music to new audiences. And perhaps most importantly, Withers has been honored as one of the leading figures in popular music, both here in West Virginia and globally, through his induction in the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was a little behind the times. It took him far longer than it should have to recognize his talent. Although Withers has been musically silent for much of the past 30 years, the past decade or so has witnessed his increasing presence as a music industry sage, dispensing wisdom drawn from his personal experiences of life in segregated West Virginia, as a stutterer who struggled to communicate until he was in his early 20s, and as someone who has lived in both abject poverty and affluence. Through this work, he embodies the spirit of West Virginia, where people do their best to live in community with one another and to embrace humility, kindness, and cooperation in their daily lives. And in recognition of his extensive body of work, musical and extra-musical, it's my distinct honor and privilege to say these nice words about him today. I'd like now to introduce President Gordon Gee to confer the honorary doctorate.
Thank you very much. You're a tall dude. I hadn't recognized how tall you were, as a matter of fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for us all to be gathered today. To the families, to all of us, it's a special day indeed in the life of our university, a glorious one indeed. So I will ask Bill Withers and Lena Maynard to come forward, would you please? William Harrison Withers, on this day, May 12th, 2017, in recognition of your distinguished career and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Music honoris causa, with all the rights, honors, privileges appertaining thereto. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Bill Withers to the podium.
Hopefully those honors and privileges that the good President Gee was talking about will include the privilege to open a clinic where we will perform at a discount rate cesareans, vasectomies, and transmission repair. Come on, guys, you ain't that slow. You gotta get up in there. No. You gotta wake up. Congratulations to the class of 2017, and thanks for including me in the celebration of your graduation. I would like to thank Dr. Travis Stemmeling for nominating me for this honor, and President Gee, I've been reminded of that, and the powers that be for allowing me to make this speech and accept this degree. I'm a man of verse, so from time to time, some things I might say might inadvertently rhyme. Trying to kill some time, so I was scrolling this thing and it went nuts on me there. Old people in technology. I've been duly instructed by my good friend, Dr. Melanie Cook, Assistant Dean of Students, and a 2050 inductee into the West Virginia Student Life Hall of Fame, to adhere to the rule contained in the public speaking handbook known as the 3 Bs, which is be brief, brother. As it was previously stated, I was born in Slab Fork, West Virginia. I grew up mostly in Beckley and would like to acknowledge the presence of 2 of my most distinguished classmates at Stratton High School who were very influential in my social and musical development and are here at the behest and the request of yours truly. And if you'll allow me a moment to acknowledge my friends, I promise to be profound in the end. Dr. Roy Dawson, Jr. is a 1960 graduate of West Virginia University, now retired, who went on to become superintendent of schools in the Camden, New Jersey area. He comes from a long, distinguished line of educators. His father, the late Roy Dawson Jr., Roy Dawson Sr., taught algebra and later became an assistant principal at Stratton High School in Beckley. He did graduate work here at WVU in the early 50s in math, physics, and chemistry. His wife, Roy Jr.'s mother, taught at Slab Fork Elementary School, where I briefly attended. His lovely wife, Sylvia, now retired, taught for many years in the aptly named Good Intent School in Deptford, New Jersey. 2 of their sons are currently a high school principal and an assistant high school principal, respectively, in New Jersey, the awesome Dawsons, occupation education. Roy hit the jackpot here at WVU. He met and married Sylvia, whose older sister, Charlene Marshall, a member of the WVU Student Affairs Hall of Fame, served on the Morgantown City Council. She later served 14 years in the West Virginia House of Delegates, where she was also the chaplain. She was the mayor of Morgantown from 1991 to 1998. And no, Roy, that doesn't make you the mayor-in-law. Secondly, but equally, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Clifford Payton, a West Virginia State College graduate after first serving in the U.S. Navy. He is the current 2nd Vice President for Legislation at the National Active and Retired Federal Employees, Chapter 1236 in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Clifford is retired from a long and distinguished career at the Internal Revenue Service, but we won't hold that against him. Roy was a piano player in the first integrated rock and roll band that I know of that played dances in and around the Beckley area during our high school years. Occasionally, they invited me to sing with them. It was the first opportunity I had to sing with a band. Previously, any singing I had done consisted of harmonizing in a cappella vocal quartets mostly in churches and school talent shows. When I asked Roy how he got in the band, he said he simply answered an ad in the paper looking for a piano player. When they needed a singer, he called me. I was so flattered to have mattered. Clifford and I occasionally fooled around on our guitars together during those high school years. Or rather, he played and I fooled around. We were among the dateless guys at the prom. Remember that, Clifford? Yeah. Following Clifford's lead after graduation, we joined the U.S. Navy together in 1956. Upon entering boot camp in the Navy, Clifford quickly displayed his work ethic and leadership qualities and was put in charge of all of us. I, on the other hand, was trying to resolve my issues of stuttering, bedwetting, asthma, and aspirations of stardom that seemed unrealistic to everybody but me. Clifford unknowingly provided an example and a blueprint that to this day I still reference in matters of accountability and responsibility. Roy and Sylvia are being hosted here in Morgantown by the most honorable Charlene J. Marshall, and I thank you all for being here. Before I move on to the young from the old, there's one more thing that needs to be told. Against the advice of Marcia, my wife, who treats me like gold and manages my life, stand up, sugar, so you can be seen. Somebody might put this on a TV screen. All right. All right, that's enough, Marcia. Sit down now. Congratulations to you, the graduating class of 2017. Someone wise once said, your education is the sum total of what you know, from tying your shoes to whatever you've been able to extract from the great pot of knowledge and information that is available in cultivated and dedicated institutions such as this. Add to the formal education that you have received here by being vigilant and observant of the people and the things you will encounter on your journey through the rest of your life. Your first duty is to create a value for yourself, to make sure that your showing up somewhere matters. You have chosen the arts, which is often and sometimes aptly been described as a wonderful way to turn manic depression into money. A more appropriately descriptive term would be dealing with feeling. Whether your chosen form of artistic expression is dance, music, painting, theater, or anything else that falls under the umbrella of art, the purpose of the practice of your chosen form of expression is the exchange of feelings between you and whomever. In other words, dealing with feeling. You have taken the time and put in the work to educate and certify yourself as a graduate of this fine College of the Arts. Now the remaining issue is, where and how do you best apply what you've learned here? The application of education is just as important as the acquisition of education. Some of you will go on to perform in various places and capacities. Your talent, drive, and luck will determine where you wind up. Some of you will teach. I take issue with the old cliche that says those who can do and those who cannot teach. I prefer those who can owe a great deal to those who teach. I might add that some of the best teaching is done by doing. Know that all forms of the application of your education are equally important. Some must do, some must teach, and some must organize and provide the platform and the setting for the practice of the craft in question. Don't be afraid to go where you've got to go to do what you want to do. You have to be as creative in your pursuit as you are in your performance. Remember why you started doing it in the first place. I've grooved just as much singing alone in a bathroom somewhere in the Navy, or some factory where I was working, as I did singing in Carnegie Hall. This thing jumped on me again. Yeah, I got you now, though. Yeah, Carnegie Hall. Yeah, I got it. Dreams high. Dreams are the birthplace of future realities. They're also the birthplace of future futilities. So dream practically. Try to make honest assessments of your talents and possibilities, because wasting time in the pursuit of the impossible is just as sinful as squandering a gift. Stardom is sometimes a worthy pursuit. Just know that it's a worldwide competition. Know that it is not always predicated on talent or merit, but is often the product of persistence. To quote Calvin Coolidge, nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. You never know when and which part of your education will benefit you the most. In my case, lacking the formal tools that you've been given here, I have to hearken back to the lessons in harmonizing that I received from the adults who formed and supervised the singing groups I was in as a child. I also owe a huge debt to the English teachers that I had in high school who prepared me to manipulate the language that I've used in songs that I've written or co-written over the years. Of course, I rewarded them by making my first international utterance, "ain't." Little did I expect that growing up in the hills of West Virginia would inure to my benefit years later when my good friend Jimmy Buffett called and said, "Bill, I'm making a country album and I need some songs." Of course, my first reply was, "What the hell did you call me for?" He countered with, "Well, you're about as country as anybody I know." Referencing on my roots, I was able to write after he suggested simply complicated as a theme, when you find out things about yourself that you hadn't ought to know, and your grandma calls and books you on the Jerry Springer Show, and you find out you and your wife for 10 years just might be related, brother, life ain't over. It's just simply complicated. That album became his first and only #1 on the pop and country charts. Just goes to show you never know when where you've been says where you go. Remember, the crossroads where preparation and opportunity meet should be a destination, not a happenstance. Be a driver, not a passenger in your own journey. Calculate a path for yourself. If you're half right, you'll be all right. Just remember, tie your shoes. Some of you will continue on to graduate programs and expand your formal education. All of you will continue to expand your general education by just being somewhere and doing something. Life has its own way of providing information by participation. Finally, I would like to wish you a heartfelt bon voyage on your journey through the rest of your life with the same charge and advice that I was given when the old folks sent me out into the world some 60-odd years ago. You're grown now. You done finished school. Congratulations. Now go make something out of yourself. I wish you well. Thank you.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Dr. James Miltenberger. Dr. Miltenberger has served on the WVU School of Music faculty since 1962. As you can see from his biography, his accomplishments and achievements have spanned a long and prosperous career. Educated and trained at the Eastman School of Music and at Miami University in Ohio, Dr. Miltenberger has performed extensively throughout the United States, Europe, and Asia. His solo recital career includes performances at Carnegie Hall and in Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Paris. He has performed with several major orchestras, including the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra and the National Symphony of Thailand. The Miltenberger Jazz Group has performed extensively throughout Europe and will again tour in 2018. He has soloed with numerous WVU ensembles, including the Percussion Ensemble, the Wind Symphony, and the Symphony Orchestra. His service includes helping to establish the West Virginia chapter of the Music Teachers National Association, actively serving as an adjudicator for MTNA, serving as chair of the WVU Faculty Senate, serving as interim chair of the Division of Music, and receiving numerous awards and honors for his teaching on the school, college, and university level. His legacy is most evident in the lives he has impacted over his career. Many of his students have gone on to be successful performers and teachers throughout the world. He has touched many lives, and I would imagine that the many accomplishments of his students is what he treasures most. On a personal note, I've had the honor of collaborating with Dr. Miltenberger several times when he performed along with the Wind Symphony and the WVU Alumni Band. And as a former director of the WVU Marching Band, I've come to know his arranging skills very well, especially with his special marching band setting of John Denver's Country Roads. And also, while obtaining my master's degree, he gave this poor graduate conducting student a few private piano lessons so that I could pass that wonderful proficiency exam. So, oh, that poor gentleman. This year, Dr. Miltenberger is retiring from WVU after serving an impressive 55-year tenure on our faculty, serving as professor of piano, piano repertoire, and jazz piano. For his many years of service to the School of Music, the College of Creative Arts, and West Virginia University, it is not only my honor to thank you, Jim, on behalf of all present and past students and colleagues, but it is my honor to formally ask you to come to the podium and address the graduating class of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. James Miltenberger.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Mine is short. When they first asked me to speak, I thought, how many of these commencements have I been to? I started going to commencement when I was 13 years old and played the French horn in high school, junior high orchestra. I've been to over 80 of these high school, college commencements. That's a lot of speakers. I don't remember many. You won't remember anything. Trust me. There's a few which I had a little problem with. They were way too long, and they were mostly telling those of us in the audience about themselves. I was born in a log cabin or whatever. There are several that I've heard over the years that I remember very well. I attended commencement at Ball State a number of years ago, and a theater professor gave the speech. And he built his entire speech on the play Harvey, which was later made into a movie by Jimmy Stewart about an imaginary 6-foot rabbit, right? You remember that? The whole speech was based on how philosophically that worked for graduates. It was great. Last year we had an amazing speech. I don't remember a word of it, but afterwards we heard a great rendition of Amazing Grace on the harmonica. Outstanding. I'll remember that one. Otherwise, these speeches are rather typical and similar, and often not very memorable. So I'm going to summarize very briefly. There are 5 things that you'll hear, and the first one is kind of all-encompassing. Congratulations to the class of 2017. Work hard, be kind, help others. That's 1. 2, set realistic goals. I vividly remember a young percussionist talking with one of our graduate advisors who's here and who's retiring, by the way. And he told her his goal was to be the timpanist in the New York Philharmonic. Now, how many thousands of percussionists are wanting that one job? That's not a very realistic goal. You encourage a student like that, but you make them realize the reality of the world. In pursuit of your goals, be ready. When the break comes, you have to be prepared. If you get that break and you do your job well, you'll go very far. On the other hand, be willing to change direction. I have former students who are lawyers, doctors, stockbrokers. I've heard just recently from 3 former students. One is an administrator at the University of Chicago. One is a veterinarian in Philadelphia, and one works for the Center of Disease Control in Atlanta. They all had bachelors of music and piano, even masters, and then decided to go in other directions. The final thing you'll hear in most of these speeches is, when you get out and you're successful, send us money. Yeah. And in reality, it's understandable. The financial problems nationwide, in my opinion, caused by lawmakers who no longer feel the responsibility of funding higher education or educational in general, and that's very sad. So that's it in a nutshell. You get all of those kinds of things in most commencement speeches, and I'd like to make my final part of this by making some music.
Dr. James Miltenberger, joined there by saxophonist Curtis Johnson, trombonist Keith Jackson, and bassist Scott Green. How about another round of applause for that? And now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a performance of Simple Gifts.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight.
And now it is time. It is time to present the students who fulfill the requirements for graduation from the College of Creative Arts of West Virginia University. It will be my honor to shake each of your hands as you come forward, and President Gee will also be there to greet you as well. To begin this process, I will ask Dr. Steinley to come up to introduce our students who will be graduating with the Multidisciplinary Studies degree. Dr. Steinley.
Our 4 Bachelor of Multidisciplinary Studies students have demonstrated their creativity not only through their respective artistic disciplines, but through their own personalized courses of study. These courses have helped you to cultivate your individual creativity and to pursue your own artistic interests by combining different fields of study into one degree program. Each of you has customized an educational plan by selecting 3 different academic minors that has prepared you for a profession in the arts or in one of the many arts-related fields. We're excited by your willingness to embrace a variety of ideas and practices, and we're eager to watch you flourish as you continue to blaze your own trails. And if you would please now stand and head this way. It's my honor to present our Bachelor of Multidisciplinary Studies students for their degrees. Teresa Gail Bauscher, Grant Benjamin Rumble, Christopher Wade, and Student Marshal Anna Catherine Bean. It's now my pleasure to introduce Allison Helm, Director of the School of Art and Design.
Welcome, class of 2017, and congratulations. To the graduates, I'm so pleased to be here today to share this graduation with you. Our school earns its reputation based on the quality of our graduates. We are very proud of you and expect great things from you. We live in an uncertain world, and every day it gets more uncertain. The shifting ground under our feet demands the agility to navigate uncharted territory. Sometimes it seems that there is no normal anymore, only change and then more change. Knowing this, your professors, who are highly talented artists and historians, have prepared you to be creative, to challenge the norms and status quo, to push your perceptions into wild territories, to negotiate this uncertainty, to be innovative and inventive, to expand your visual language, exploring new materials, and developing a conceptual vocabulary. Mark Cuban, a philanthropist, owner of the NBA's Dallas Mavericks, and inventor on Shark Tank, says, "We don't even know how to retrain people anymore because of how technology has changed everything so much." But he says that in 10 years, a liberal arts degree will be more valuable than a programming major is today. I have no doubt that you are well prepared to creatively excel in the workplace, in graduate school, or as professional artists. As artists, you naturally create and invent in your work every day. You communicate through your art and through your research. You express yourselves in different ways according to how you process the world around you, and this determines your aesthetic direction. You have learned to convey your own meaning in both content and process. So when the world creates problems that Google can't answer, you, the creative and the innovative, will negotiate this uncertainty and will step in to fill the vacuum. Your ability to express yourself is a gift, and that gift can transform lives, including your own, by sharing that gift with the world. You have gained the skills to illuminate and share your vision for the greater good. There's no doubt that the world desperately needs people like you, people who have come alive, people who are determined and committed to success. I am confident that each and every one of you will make an important difference in this world, so don't ever be afraid to let your light shine. As you move forward, never forget that most people succeed because someone else gives them a chance. Many in the audience have sacrificed so you could be here today. Express your gratitude to those who have helped you along the way, and when your turn comes to help others, be ready to give back. Finally, remember to stay in touch with your friends, your family, and with all of us at the School of Art and Design. We consider you a part of our family. Please rise, class of 2017. The School of Art and Design is pleased to present the Bachelor of Arts in Art History to Desandra Laree Linger. For a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design, Sabah Nawar Ahmed. Kevin H. Brennan II. Lenore Elisa Cortez Rodriguez, summa cum laude. Charles Edward Cunningham. Sydney Lauren Jean Duncan, summa cum laude. Kyla Kathleen Garbsas, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Graham, summa cum laude. Richard James Hill. Bridget Stamp Hyrack. Emma Elise Hurley. Andrea Nicole Jimenez, magna cum laude. Amanda Jean Mates, cum laude. Corey Danielle Mayhew. Hunter Michael McCormick. Abrielle Lillian Michael. Daniel Christopher Neese. Leslie Norris, cum laude. Tessa Lee Rahili, magna cum laude. Lydia Faye Taylor. Joanne Margaret Yon, magna cum laude. Stephen Christopher Zimmerman, magna cum laude. For a Bachelor of Fine Arts and Art Education, Ricky Ray Holmes. And now for a Master of Arts and Art Education, Ashley Nicole Elliott. Brianna Lauren Sadler. And finally, our student marshal in art, Emily Nicole Harmon, summa cum laude, Bachelor of Fine Arts and Art Education. President Gee, I am proud to present to you the class of 2017. Congratulations from the School of Art and Design. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Keith Jackson, Director of the School of Music.
Thanks, Allison. Welcome to the family, friends, and guests of the class of 2017. To the class of 2017, congratulations. If you are receiving an undergraduate degree, you entered WVU 4 or more years ago with a very cool new music history professor who spoke about bluegrass, and WVU's first music industry professor. If you are getting a graduate degree, your class is recognized with Hall of Famer Bill Withers. All of those in attendance today are witnessing the end of an era as Jim Miltenberger, one of the first faculty to enter this building, brings an amazing career to a close. You even get the country's coolest university president. You have been here at an amazing time in the life of the College of Creative Arts, the School of Music, and West Virginia University. But right now, you have to listen to me, a trombonist dressed like something from Sister Act. So yes, you entered with Darko and Travis, and you leave with Professors Miltenberger, Weaver, Drury, Nichter, and Bess. But right now, Jamie Hall is starting to ignore me. Diego Gabet is wondering, why is he mentioning all these other people? Today is about me. I mention all of these other people because they represent change. And in your time at WVU, you witnessed the one constant in life, change. To quote a popular lyric, not written by him, everything must change, nothing stays the same. Everyone must change, no one stays the same. You've already lived this. As a group, you have sprinted onto Mountaineer Field, pulled all-nighters, maybe in this building, hopped around like rabbits during the International Flute Seminar, composed music for friends and competitions, and you have traveled the world. Those events have changed you. You have presented all manners of music for K through 12 students across this great state. You've introduced them to opera, jazz, African music, Brazilian music, chamber music, choral music. During presentations of the Bluegrass Ensemble, you made them realize that they should be proud of their Appalachian roots. When you take these presentations outside of this building, you have changed others. The one thing as artists and teachers you must embrace is change. As a teacher, you will guide change. As a musician, you are charged with reflecting the changes that occur in our society. As academics, you will realize that times of change are the important times that we need to analyze and try to understand. What's amazing about this is now more than ever, change is constant. And for once, I'm jealous of you because you live in an exciting time, and exciting times with lots of change is when great art occurs. I came up in boring times. You guys get some fun and excitement plus Bill Withers. That's still real cool. Okay? So you have to embrace those changes. You have to make it clear that arts and teaching are about change, and you must yell that to the hilltops. Now, as Dr. Miltenberger said, you haven't heard a word I said. So I'm going to stop preaching now, and I'm going to give you 3 things that you can control as you handle all these changes. One is that you are artists. You are teachers. You play a lot of official events, a lot of functions. Part of your paycheck for those things is food. When you are paid in food, or when food is on the part of your bill, eat. All right? Because you people are artists. You are going to be sick and tired of ramen. If you get a chance, when they got some little things wrapped in bacon, eat those. Okay? The second thing I'm going to tell you right now that you can control is how you leave each other today. Your memory of this moment will change as you age, but what will not change is how you say goodbye. You cannot take today's gift of saying goodbye for granted. You need to hug each other before you leave, because you will be different next time you see each other. If you have a beef, square it away right now. It ain't worth it. Okay? You will be different when you come together again. You will have changed. You will cause change. You have lived change. The world will have changed. But you can have this great moment in your control. By the way, all those changes, the other one you can do is you can guide the change. And if you guide the change, we feel confident because we trust you guys to guide change. Okay? The last one, the other thing you can control is there are a lot of people here who supported you, who helped you. How you celebrate with them today, how you thank them today is a large part of how you can show how you changed. So right now we're breaking with protocol. Before somebody else asks you, can you all stand up and wave and say thank you to the people here supporting you today? Do that. Yeah, please. John, was that your line? Sorry, bro. So as you thank those people, give them a special hug later, okay? So that was my speech, my preaching for the day. So right now, together as one, with the class of 2017 School of Music, please rise, and led by student marshals Luke Andrew Diamond, Ruth Ann Williams, Ronald Lewis Sicardi, and Luciana Helena Zug Adred come to the stage. You can come closer than that. You can bring them closer than that. Receiving the Bachelor of Arts in Music, Catherine Elizabeth Drummond, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Murphy, magna cum laude. David M. Sharp, Jr. Alexis Trubovich, cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Brianna Justine Bush, cum laude. John Edgar Carper III, summa cum laude. Bronwyn Elizabeth Claggett, cum laude. Ashley Marie Driscoll, also receiving the degree in music performance, summa cum laude. Floyd Ellsworth Friend III, magna cum laude. Jamie Wilson Hall, magna cum laude. John Patrick Kimball, summa cum laude. Courtney Faith Miller. Sarah Danielle Pringerman, summa cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Composition, Zoe Elise Heflin, summa cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Performance, Madeline Renee Carruthers, cum laude. Alexander Xavier Charles, cum laude. Michael Tanner Davis, magna cum laude. Colton Shaw Duvall, cum laude. Hannah Marie Friend, magna cum laude. Abigail Marie Jones, magna cum laude. Natalie Magdalene Larson, summa cum laude. Aaron Curtis Nexon, cum laude. Philip Stewart Nichols, magna cum laude. Sarah Ann Richards, summa cum laude. Sydney Scott, summa cum laude. Not yet. After scratch, you see. Receiving the Master of Music and Collaborative Piano, Kailang Zan. In front. Receiving the Master of Music and Music Education, Judith Elizabeth Myers. Kirill L. A. Chukov. Receiving the Master of Music and Performance and Piano Pedagogy, Yan Ting Wang. Jenna Renee Weaver. Receiving the Master of Music and Piano Pedagogy, Jaruda T. Raskomsri. Receiving the degree, Doctor of Musical Arts and Composition, Christopher Everett Jones. Receiving the Doctor of Musical Arts and Performance, Jennifer Ann Berkerbile. Javier Mauricio Camacho Alvarez. Diego Gabet Rodriguez. Courtney Aaron Grant. Keith Dominic Hanlon. Julia Mary Kinderknecht. Miriam Lee. Angel Zinong Lin. Kenneth Hanson Pyatt. Angela Marie Reynolds. Soen Swang, Kang Sing Mon Kong. Chiao Su Joyce Wong. Tak Chu Wong. And the student marshals in the School of Music, all of whom have received the perfect 4.0 during their collegiate careers. Receiving the Bachelor of Music and Music Performance voice, Luke Andrew Diamond, summa cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Ruth Ann Williams, summa cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Ronald Lewis Zaccardi, summa cum laude. And receiving the Bachelor of Music in Music Performance, bassoon, Lucia Helena Zhang de Andrade, summa cum laude. And now I'd like to introduce my friend, a master storyteller, Joshua Williams, the director of School of Theater and Dance.
Thank you, Keith. Before I read the names of today's graduates, I would like to reflect on the previous few years. I'm beginning my 10th year as the director of the School of Theater and Dance, a decade. It's one of those milestones that motivates you to reflect and evaluate the time that has passed and propels one to look ahead at what is possible. A decade is an arbitrary time frame, much like, say, 100 days, or in your case, maybe 4 years. In his book on theater, Bertolt Brecht offers, "The theatergoer in conventional dramatic theater says, yes, I've felt that way too. That's the way I am. That's life. That's the way it will always be. The suffering of this or that person grips me because there is no escape for him. That's great art. Everything is self-evident. I am made to cry with those who cry and laugh with those who laugh." But the theatergoer in the epic theater says, "I would never have thought of that. You can't do that. That's very strange, practically unbelievable. That has to stop. The suffering of this or that person grips me because there's an escape for him. That's great art. Nothing is self-evident. I am made to laugh with those who cry and cry about those who laugh." Artaud suggested that it has not been definitely proved that the language of words is the best possible language. And it seems that on stage, which is above all a space to fill and with place and where something happens, the language of words may have to give way before a language of signs, whose objective aspect is the one that has the most immediate impact on us. There is an iconic red ball cap, a language of signs, that has come to represent the current political regime in America. However, this is the ball cap. This is the ball cap that I want you to embrace. This hat represents your education and your accomplishments that we recognize and celebrate today. And the motto behind this hat, the motto of the state of West Virginia is, Montana Semper Libre, Mountaineers are always free. This is my challenge to you as theater and dance practitioners, to reflect upon, commemorate, and interpret the sociological, political climate of the day, because Mountaineers are always free. You will face challenges like funding issues, bias, and even censorship, but you will overcome them because Mountaineers are always free. You must ensure that the arts thrive in a society that places fiscal success over artistic integrity, and you must teach others to be appreciative patrons of the arts because Mountaineers are always free. And at no point in recent history has this change been more important and more difficult, but you will triumph because Mountaineers are always free. This fall, we presented David Mamet's play, Race. He observes, when you come into the theater, you have to be willing to say, we are all here to undergo a communion, to find out what the hell is going on in this world. If you're not willing to say that, what you get is entertainment instead of art, and poor entertainment at that. So Associate Dean Hendricks and President Gee, it is with immense pride that I present to you the School of Theater and Dance class of 2017, who not only completed the requirements for their degrees, but will go forth as Mountaineers, Montana Semper Libre. Congratulations. And now with the School of Theater and Dance class of 2017, please approach the stage. Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Theater, Kristen Deanne Aviles. Joshua Michael Dieter. Susanna K. Morris. Emily Elizabeth Stafford. Kristen Alexis Wright, magna cum laude. Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Dance, Brianna Lee Dooley. Morgan Heflin Parsons, summa cum laude. Rachel Colette Moffitt. Richard Antonio Rogers. Caden Louise Turley, cum laude. Margaret Susan Woletich. Graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting, Joshua Daniel Clevenger, summa cum laude. Monica Elizabeth Hannigan, summa cum laude. Nativa Danielle Kiesecker, magna cum laude. Stephanie Cole Lemasters, magna cum laude. Dominic Ronaldo Massimino. Rachel Amelia Moore, summa cum laude. Taylor Marie Morgan. Megan Christine Peters, cum laude. Elijah Forrest Pond, magna cum laude. Zachary Brian Powers, cum laude. You will, Zach. Mallory Jane Robson, magna cum laude. Graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater, Rachel Elizabeth Mitz, magna cum laude. Graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Design and Technology, Stephen Joseph Harris. Byron Morris Utley, magna cum laude. Graduating with a Master of Fine Arts in Costume Design and Technology, Lauren Elise Brennan. Cody Kathleen Lorick. And our student marshal, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Dance, Kathleen Margaret Sweat, summa cum laude. Congratulations to the School of Theater and Dance class of 2017.
Graduates, it has been my pleasure to see each of you walk across the stage and be recognized for your academic milestone. We are so proud to say that each one of you is a graduate from this college. Before we begin to move on to the conferral of the degrees, I'd just like to say and thank a few people for making this afternoon ceremony a success. They include the WVU commencement staff, the College of Creative Arts staff, the Dean's office staff, including Teresa Rhodes and Jeannie Friedman, and today's faculty marshals, Professor Jessica Bishop and Professor General MacArthur Hambrick. Would you please join me in giving them a round of applause? Would you please also help me thanking today's pianist, Dr. Marguerite Bostonia, vocalist Jenna Weaver, and Dr. Travis Steimling for being our professional reader. And now, since all the candidates for graduation from the College of Creative Arts have been presented, I ask President Gee to come forward to officially confer your degrees.
Thank you, John. Damn, I hate talent. I feel totally intimidated. I think I'm just going to slip off the stage into oblivion. How does that sound? So it's wonderful to be with all of you today. For 150 years, this great university has been changing lives, and our graduates have been changing the world. A kind of magic happens when you combine knowledge with hard work and a passion for helping others. And graduates, you will start experiencing that amazing change as I perform my greatest feat of wizardry, conferring your degrees. But first, let us recognize those who have made this magical moment possible. The parents have already been recognized, but I just want to say to the parents that I'm a father. I have 5 grandchildren. My daughter's 41. She's a surgeon, and she still has my credit card, so don't get too used to this, okay? And then I say to my faculty colleagues, and I think of them very much as my colleagues, this is a wonderfully talented group of people. I come over here, I'm warmly received, but more importantly, I embrace what they do, and they need and they deserve a round of applause. Would you give that to them? So it has been said that graduation ceremony is an event where the speaker tells thousands of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. But graduates, as soon as you leave here today, your life really will be what you make it. And so I would not send you out without into this great big world without just a few Guy-isms, as I call them. I'll try to follow the advice that another university president once gave me. Think of yourself as the body at a wake. They need you in order to have the party, but no one expects you to say very much. So besides, that was kind of funny. Commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing college students should never be released into the world until they have been properly sedated. That was not the case, though, Jim. You did a great job, and Bill, you did a great job. I must say, I hate both of them. But anyway, so since I'm the only thing standing between you and your degree, I will limit myself to a few quick rules to live by. Do not corner something that is meaner than you. Good judgment comes from experience, and a great deal of that comes from bad judgment. Do not judge people by their relatives. Live a good, honorable life. Then, when you get older and think back, you will enjoy it a second time. Forgive your enemies. It messes with their heads. The biggest, and I want you to listen to this one carefully, the biggest troublemaker you will probably ever have to deal with watches you from the mirror every morning. Always try to be bigger than your selfie. The best sermons are lived, not preached. And finally, live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly, and leave the rest to God. Whether you are preparing, yes, that's worth a round of applause, isn't it? So, you marvelously talented people, whether you are preparing to continue your education or start your career, you can bring your loftiest dreams to life. Along the way, wave your gold and blue flag enthusiastically as wizards wield their wands, tell people about our university, let potential students know they can create a brilliant future here. Become active in the Alumni Association and give money, Jim. West Virginia University is growing and advancing, so keep in touch with us online, and please come back and visit again. When we are celebrating our next milestone anniversary, you can have the fun of telling students what the university was like in my day. All of us in turn will be following your progress. I cannot wait to see what you conjure up. In West Virginia University's 150th year, I am happy to be here among artists, the people who help us discover the past, make sense of the present, and form our hopes for the future. Graduates, your work in music and in dance and theater and the visual arts will bring people together to celebrate our highest ideals and to recognize our shared humanity. What you have learned here will help you make people's lives richer, more compassionate, and more fulfilled. Will the degree candidates from the College of Creative Arts please rise? All of you, please stand up. So, ladies and gentlemen, the arts nourish our souls. Having honed your artistic skills and your ability to reach audiences, you are ready to help us see through the eyes of others, to expand our perspectives, and to answer our world's most difficult questions. As a West Virginia University graduate, put your mountaineer values to work solving problems and changing lives. Make service to others not just an obligation, but your passion. Nurture the curiosity that enables you to visualize new ideas, try new solutions, and blaze new paths. Respect others and search for common ground on which to build our shared future. Be accountable to yourself and to others by working hard and maintaining the highest possible ethics. Celebrate the successes that education has put within your reach and inspire others to value the world-changing power of scientific discovery and artistic expression. Above all, make every day that you live an opportunity to learn. So, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassels to the left side of your cap as a symbol of your achievement. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all y'all. If you would please remain standing. Graduates, the University Marshals will release you in an orderly manner after the platform party exits the stage.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Missed a taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday.